From the virtual battlefield to the cognitive crossroads of science and screen time, this is NPRR, National Public Research Radio. Today on the program, video games and the brain. Do they sharpen minds or just press our buttons? We're diving deep into the pixels, the policy, and the power-ups with guests who think fast, talk faster, and probably have a strong opinion about Tetris. Stick around. Things are about to get strategic. Support for NPRR, National Public Research Radio, comes from the following. The National Council for Cognitive Clarity, reminding you that staring into the void is technically a reflection, and the Institute for Accidental Learning, because if you clicked on this by mistake, you are already smarter. Now, let's press start. Welcome back to NPRR, National Public Research Radio. Well, tonight we'll be hearing from Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. Alongside me as moderator, I have Jevion, and I am your host and co-moderator for the evening. Jevion, take it away.
Welcome, folks, to tonight's debate. Game on or game over? Are video games good for your brain? Let's kick this off with opening statements. Kamala, why don't you start?
Gladly. Let's get into it. Video games are often seen as just fun and games, but they offer more than just entertainment. They're an untapped tool for cognitive development. Research shows that video games can improve cognitive abilities from decision-making to multitasking. For example, a study in Nature found that action games can improve decision-making speed without sacrificing accuracy. Another study in psychological science demonstrated that strategic games enhance executive function. So the question we need to ask is, why aren't we using this as a tool for learning and growth?
Kamala, are you saying playing Fortnite is just as good as studying for a math test?
Well, maybe not as good as a math test, but it's not just about Fortnite here. The research shows that games that require strategy and decision-making have real cognitive benefits.
That's stupid. That's dumb. Folks, let me tell you something. Video games are just a distraction. People spend too much time on them. Too much time! You're wrong. You're dumb. You're stupid. Instead of reading books or working hard, they're glued to screens. In these video games, you want to talk about aggression, it's all bad. It's making kids lazy. We're fat, we're lazy, we're stupid. We need to stop glorifying them.
So, Mr. Trump, are you suggesting that we ban video games altogether?
No. That's not what I said. No. That is not what... No, you're not listening. Just stop pretending they're good for anything other than wasting time.
Let's get back to the facts, Mr. Trump. Research from PLoS One found that gamers actually show faster retention times and better decision-making than non-gamers. And a study in computers and education demonstrated how video games can be used in schools to improve engagement and retention. So if it's good enough for NASA and the military, it's got to be good enough for our students.
Are you saying Space Invaders could help astronauts land on Mars?
Well, it's not Space Invaders, but serious simulations and strategy games are already a part of the real-world training programs. At the end of the day, this debate is about how we engage with technology to enhance learning and growth. Look, the research is clear. Video games can improve cognitive skills, problem solving, and even support education. But like anything else, moderation is key. So let's not ignore the benefits, but embrace them. The future of education and innovation is in the palm of our hands, literally, and it's time we use it wisely, America.
All right, folks. Let's pick up the controller and head to class. After finishing homework, of course.
Trump doesn't know about that one. He just fell out of a coconut tree.
That's how I know you're not from America, because there are no coconut trees here.
All right.
What you're talking about.
Look at your
All
hair.
right, folks.
Look at your hair. Look at
All
your
right,
hair.
folks. So in discussion of tonight's debate, Kamala really presented the facts here tonight, Trump. How do you feel about your opponent tonight?
That's cool. I don't need the facts. You know, I'm the greatest of all time. What are the kids called? The Giat? I am it. I am the chosen one, and that's cool for her. That's great for her. But we don't even know what color she is, what race she is, and we can't trust someone like that in our country. So, I'm not worried.
Kamala, Trump really appeared to be lacking in all knowledge of the subject tonight. Any thoughts?
Well, that's just who he is. Everything was given to him since birth. He wouldn't know how to do research if his life depended on it.
I don't need to.
As much as I'd love to keep the debate going, we've run out of time. Up next, a word from our sponsor. State Farm. Whether it's a fender bender, a kitchen fire, or you ran over someone in front of the stew, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've changed your major, your roommate, and your personality this semester. Might as well change your car insurance too. Geico. 15 minutes can save you 50% or more on car insurance. Arby's. Empty fridge? No meal plan? Just you, $6, and a deep craving for reckless meat. We have meats.